Now, today, I'm watching Fox News and they're talking about the RIN and the Social Security, and they must be responsible for the payments. But when the business is going to be responsible for it? The business is owed disability. Racism businesses owe us. And let me tell you something. I'm listening to Fox News for Social Security. I'm listening to it. And the lady had to go through something where racism at. When these businesses, they care about themselves, but when it talks about them, they hear them out more than they hear us out. See, the community want us to be a victim. And that's the thing we don't understand, right? The society that judge disability and they don't want to teach us, they want us to be a victim. Look, look, let me tell you something. They have a problem. The communities have a problem. And until it be dealt with in business, the senators and them can talk about everything they want. But you can't ask us to stick by the rules when racism business breaking those rules like Walmart and government buildings and Walmart businesses and Texas businesses and community businesses and community leaders don't respect us. God said we have value just like the rest of them. We have value just like the rest of them. And we refuse to be taken for granted and give back something where they took us for granted. Texas took us for granted. And we had to understand what this is about. Now, if that girl would have known, if that woman would have known about the 14th Amendment and the Civil Rights Act, and you can file a racial complaint on the Social Security, a discrimination, a taking up for their community and their society, we can play like that. Now, it talks about local government, hospitals, or any one of those things. And it talks about Social Security. So when we are getting treated bad in the businesses and we are not getting treated fairly, what that mean? Let me tell you something. I ain't the only person. I don't know if that was a setup or whatever that is, but I'm not the only person. When I go to my local office, we human. That's the same thing the bank said when Miss Lee looked at me, right? And they think somebody's stealing. See, it's good when the bank said I had to get to do the same thing with what. See, we human, we make mistakes. Let me tell you something. Humans doesn't make mistakes when they supposed to live by on a piece of paper. We should not be discriminated. They will think like they want us there, but they don't want us there. They don't want us there. They love they fake for us in the business. They don't even want God there. Walmart don't even want God. I told Walmart, would you let me in and would you fake your love for me? Let's talk about this between me and Desmond Miller and Joe Biden. Because Yellow Bridge and them got a agenda. We ain't worried about them. This is he won't even get close. That black racist motherfucker won't even get close to him. His racist self won't even get close to them when they think about themselves. And I'm sorry for that. Excuse my language, guys. I apologize. But he got a motive, right? We should not have to lose when they've been taking us for granted. Desmond Miller, Kroger's, all the rest of it. I got two business that are different from the rest. Amazon and UPS, they tried so to get me on there. And Big Lots, they're the only company that stand for something. Big Lots is the only company that stand for something different. Trump with this in social media, right? when Trump was down here, August 5th. They think about themselves. So people want people to get out there and they're not going to change. The same behavior from the same cutthroat women willing to choose. I'm not taking that chance. Everybody want to call you this and that where you're greedy and you want to follow the dudes and you want to use people. That's something I'm not going to allow to happen. I don't want no person that's going to take me for granted. I don't want that's going to take me for granted. I don't want people that's going to take me for granted. People want to call somebody something because you taking somebody for granted, where you use and go to the next. No, that's not how it's going to be. That's not how it's going to be with this community that's manipulators and allow men to manipulate them, and they can't get. Dallas is so big used to being followers, and now they want to so used to being followers, and you're talking about hip hop and the rest of them. Dude, I don't get into stuff like that. I choose not to interact with people. I choose to interact with people from around the world, and hopefully they understand what this is about. God would not give up when we are being taken for granted. When we are being taken for granted. And I'm not going to be taken for granted. God not going to be taken for granted by businesses and people that got a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm restructuring it. I'm working my way up from the ground now. A lady from Social Security said he would pick up a book. All right, we're going to do this our way. We're going to do this without Texas businesses or Texas school. We're going to do this our way, right? And I have been doing this my way. Not the racism business way, the community that love to listen to manipulators that can't follow their own way. We are going to do this our way. Our way is understanding the right of God and understanding what we do. We would not be misunderstood or mistreated. Like we ain't human like the rest of them. When the Social Security walked away from me when I was working at DFW, because I didn't have the benefits I need, and they walked away from me. You know what she walked away? Because she ain't trying to understand us. The same time I was working at DFW, do the math. I was working at DFW Airport. I want the Justice Department to do the math when that lady walked away from me and didn't want to answer my phone calls. Do the math. How can we understand those things? But let me tell you something. What God said, we are much more powerful than them. Power of our mind and our spirit that can't be conquered. We are doing things that we can't understand and how we do it and changing them. But we talk about rules. Businesses don't have rules. They break those rules. Even though rules are being broken, they're still willing to define us and treat us bad. If I tell people no, I tell them no. We meet people our way, and we doing this about a connection. See, I got a bumblebee where people whether be choosing to act like they want to get to know us, and we ain't trying to get to know us. You know why they have gold diggers? Because they don't understand God. They don't understand. They don't understand the love that they have for themselves and can't build themselves up from the ground up. They depend on them to build themselves up instead of just building themselves up from the ground. It's okay to have a job. It's okay to do these things. But I took my son around the neighborhood. I say, son, you don't need to rob anything. You can have the same thing they have, but you're going to have to strategize hard. Think hard. You're going to have to go your own way when they not going their own way. When women see the women mindsets in the spirit, they feeding for attention and they can't go their own way. And can't understand it. But I'm not going to let people take me for granted and keep giving them chances and they do it again. A guy asked me about 9/11. 9/11 could have been avoided. He said, I don't think it could have. Yes, it could have. 9/11 could have been avoided if we would have looked out for the spirit of everyone, the Holy Spirit of everyone. If everybody, they want us not to love each other. They want us not to have hope. They want us not to believe in God. They want us not to have love for each other. They want us not to do it because our enemy, the devil, could come in right from underneath us and take us from us and destroy us. It could have been avoided if the spirit of everyone would have kept their eyes open. If the spirit of everyone would have kept their eyes open. They want us. They want us not to care about each other. They want us not to care about each other. They want us to lose. But we are better than that when we stand together, when we look after the spirit and care about God. They want us to. 9/11 could have been avoided if we all would have stopped being on our phones and look at the spirit of facial expression behavior. Certain things can be unknown. So let's have that call there. When we talk about the call center, they hanging up in our face. They taunting me, they laugh them every time we have to speak to a manager. They hang up on us. They don't want to hear, but they want us to stick by the rules while they abuses us, while the business abuses us. While the businesses use together, I mean, sorry about that. While the business abuses it. I'm just keeping it real with you. But we can't understand where we from because we getting abused 24/7 in the businesses and that Social Security. They can't have it both ways. They responsible, right? The I say they're responsible. So if you're responsible for that, we're gonna talk about you're responsible for how your Social Security work acts and the businesses act, right? You can't treat us right in the Social Security, and you can't treat us. They can't treat it. So you're responsible for that, right? That's the difference. So we are working on us. It's time for God and His children to take America back. And right now, I'm taking America back about standing my ground. That's why I'm taking America back. By standing my ground and going in a new direction. And looking back at business and Governor Abbott that don't want to change the behavior of them. They turned at me. Let's get the calls. Hung up in my face. The thing is with the Carson, you want information, but you can't listen. And then when the work is treating out bad, oh, I can't help and hang up in our face. You can't have it both your way. And Senator Tate need to know that. You can't have it your way like that. So we got the Justice Department. I talked to people in Chicago, New York, all over different platforms, and they got the same problem. We are taking our life back. Hey, I got a lot of plans to grow and do a lot of other things. Grow, get into school, do more things, and just focus on those things what makes more important than just focusing on the business side. I can focus on business, but I'm gonna build something from the ground and and go get to school, and that's the main thing. But the enemy wanna watch. But Governor Abbott going to listen to them more than listen to us. Their opinion, we don't matter to. We don't matter. One thing I want the senators to know, and I hope they hear me in the Justice Department hear me. I refuse to let a racist store manager like Charles tell me what I can't be and what I can't learn at their job. And black and white teaming up together with racism. I refuse to let that happen. You hear me? I got the Justice Department in this video. Charles is a racist man with his employees. Desmond Miller, I messaged the Justice Department. Corporate office came in my face. I'm about to tell him all that smiling in my face. When corporate office came and stared at me and tuned, I know racism want to take my place. Like Webby said, right? We're going to tell them when we get back on here and we tell the Justice Department this. But people think they're entitled to something once I fight, and they've been fighting on the wrong side. They want to all come out with their hands on, and they entitled to something where they go against the grain for the businesses and the community. And they think and they call you selfish because you go against something that I'm willing to stand up for, and you're not willing to take stand for. But when somebody stand up for something, then you care. When somebody winning, then you care. Right? That's the difference between those things and the format plan or what we're talking about in those things. Mirza's mom, my old friend, I don't tell with no more. We don't hang out no more since the accident. His mama had the same problem with Social Security. They take why they give to them. I had enough of it, you hear me? I had enough of the racism lies. I had enough of Governor Abbott saying, oh, it's job. I had enough of it. I had enough of Walmart. I had enough of the businesses. This is our time. God said this is our time. And they're going to play like they're on your side, but this is our time for $1. Yellow Breeze and them can have their little line situation, boy. We got to seem like we got bigger fish to fry. The lady say, sue as you want, right? When I was getting treated bad. They don't have rules. The businesses don't have rules. They don't stick by those rules. When they don't stick by those rules, what is the problem? Tell Walmart to stick by rules. Tell Texas business to stick by rules. Tell all the business to stick by their rules. And then we can get on the same page, God said. Communities want to complain, but they know what's going on, but they steady. Then we can complain.